Hey everybody, I'm here with my friend Linda in the heartland of America, and we're talking about Daniel Hauser, who's been the subject of conversation today and yesterday all over the news on CNN and Fox and all the major television stations. And the reason he is the subject of conversation is because he's a 13-year-old boy that is being forced by the courts in Wisconsin to undergo mandatory chemotherapy treatments against his will or his family's will. Maybe we can kind of shed a little light on the situation. Maybe talk a little bit about alternative therapies that are out there right now. So for those of you that don't know a lot about alternative therapy, we're gonna talk to Linda about it.
Well, as far as this child is concerned, it's a very volatile situation throughout America, and our country loves sensationalism.
Oh yeah.
So the more sensational it is, the more they're going to pay attention to it. There's many kids dying in our country every day because they can't afford either type, medical or alternative medicine, but they want to settle on this one. Mm-hmm. The thing is this child is not 6 years old. This child is 13 years old. He has a brain of his own, and he evidently was under the care of a physician and had the round of chemo, which made him very ill. And for those of us that have had chemo, know how horribly devastating that is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a horrible thing to go through. So when you're facing cancer and you're facing your alternatives of what you need to do, the choice should be left up to you in which way you need to do it. I understand the courts are thinking that the child needs protected because he's still a minor. And he is to a certain extent, but he's a 13-year-old child with a mind and knows how he feels about what he's doing. I think they need to, of course, talk to the parents, talk to the child, see how he feels, because ultimately it's his body. But if he knows how sick he was, what he's probably thinking is, as sick as I am right now, if this is all the time I have left, I want to live this time as healthy as I can.
Right.
And if taking the alternative medicines, I feel healthier and have a better quality of life for the amount of time I have, no matter what time that is. We all take that.
Sure.
Not just a child.
Definitely.
We all take that.
Who wouldn't?
And exactly.
No.
The whole world today needs to evaluate all of the carcinogens out there, and that the chemicals that they give all of us are carcinogens. Don't just read one thing or listen to one person. You know, use your mind. Use what they give you. You know, evaluate the whole situation, because of course every single solitary situation is different.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But alternative medicines, and in the last 10 years, I have seen miracles transpire from natural disease. Just miracles.
Can you name a couple?
We've had certain cancers that have actually shrunk to the point some of them have completely disappeared. We have Parkinson's, we have MS patients, we have, it's innumerable. We have had people come in with gangrene poisoning, walk away in a couple of weeks healed. You know, we have one child that has arterial cirrhosis novosa. He's in remission. You know, it's a lot is what you believe in, and power is believing, no matter what choice you make or what you do. We need doctors. We need the medical profession, and we just wish they would understand they need us too.
And in what way do you need them? Do you find yourself needing them?
Well, for a lot of things, they can do tests we can't do. They can see things we can't see. There's all of that. But every day, when I'm studying and learning, I find mistakes written by different magazines that are good magazines and with all intent. But when they're proofread, if they're not proofread by someone who knows what they're doing, they can cause a lot of damage. You know, one of which was saying you need 4 parts more omega-6 than you do omega-3. No, it's the other way around. If you have too much omega-6, you're setting yourself up for a cancer situation. Mm-hmm. If your pH balance is out of whack, you're setting yourself up for a cancer situation. You need to alkaline. If you alkaline your body, the cancer can't live. And this would be the same for this child. He needs a very good diet. He needs a very good regimen. And he needs the support of his loved ones.
That's right.
And he doesn't need to be on the run somewhere, afraid to come home, because they're going to lock up his mother or make him do something that he just won't do. Would they rather him commit suicide? You know, the thing is because to him, that might be the next step. If it makes him that miserable, he may not want to.
He may not.
And someone needs to realize that it's not just about what the medical profession wants. This is America. We're supposed to have free speech and civil rights. We need to stand on it because that's what made America great. And that's where you have to go. And we do need the medical profession.
Yes, we do. There's certain times where we definitely need, I mean, if you break a bone and there's a need for surgery, obviously we need to have a physician for that. Obviously. But there's always a better way. And for me, personally, I choose to go the alternative route. That might not fit everyone's protocol, obviously, but I think that should be our first route of choice. We should always go with the most non-evasive treatment. And chemotherapy, obviously, is the most evasive of all, obviously. So we don't want to go that route at all.
Right. Well, and we've seen people come in here after having their radiation treatments burnt, like they had just had chemical poured on them.
That's horrible.
Just horribly burnt. And those are sad for them to come to us and say, help me. You know.
What can you do at that point, if anything?
Well, we try to give them different herbs like astragalus, you know, to help build their immune and help with the radiation poisoning. Yarrow. Actually, Yarrow environmental formula was actually designed for Chernobyl and was used in Chernobyl. You know, so those kind of things. So there are things out there, but we want to respect the medical community. We want them to respect us. We want to respect people's rights to make opinions and choices, because that is why we're here. That's what it's all about: choice and free choice.
Free choice.
And not to be afraid because you make that free choice, you're going to get locked away or be made to do something you just